this. I see a lot of dolphins. So there's like a giant cave underwater. But you know, I see two pictures at the same time. I see the ocean and I see a Play-Doh. I see the cave underneath the Play-Doh. And on top, I see a lot of columns. I get the word Atlantis. And I also see dolphins all over the place, and they are a very bright turquoise color. And one of the dolphins is you. The dolphin's name is Dimitra. That came to me before the session. I was wondering what it was. And it comes to me like the star Dimitra. Dimitra. Now I see some lab. It looks like a clone of you. It's like you have these big eyes. I can see the veins on top when you close your eyes. They're pulling you out. Your arms are short, much shorter than humans, and you have this webbed fingers. The color is like green with yellow oval dots in between on the webs, in between the fingers. There are some, it's a alien race. They have some kind of suits, one-piece suits. They're blue in color, very tall color here. And their necks are tall, like long. They look semi-reptilians, but I get that they have 32% of humans and then the rest is reptilians. But they are amphibians as they are. And I see a mantis, but he's like watching them from the other room through the, it's like through the glass door there, which is kind of interesting because all the walls are white and the glass door is white too, but he cannot see through. But he can from the other side. The mantis looks it looks like a rather hybrid mantis. There's something about it. It's got this yellowish kind of like down there. It's like, looks like teeth or whatever they are on the sides. He's looking at me. Big, dark gray eyes. Like prolonged face. Standing on like an ant, like on 4 feet. He's got 4 feet and curves up. It's not like a typical mantis, really. I'll close this. But this is a clone. This is a clone number 113. I can see it on the Albis. ALBIS 113. It's like a tube, but they put it down. It's okay. It's in vertical position, but then they put it in the horizontal, the inclined position, not completely horizontal. But then they kind of like pull. They open the lid and they pull you, not you, the clone, pull you out. The Aldi's clone out. Number 113. It's a lot of. I feel like all the clones belong to you. Like all 113 clones. No, there's number 414 and 15 also there. It's like the whole row by the it's related to Atlantis. Like you came to Atlantis as a warrior of the sea. So what I'm seeing is like it's just behind Orion. It's not Orion, it's behind Orion. I see Lyra. Comes to me constantly as like a Leo constellation. But it's just a made up name that we made up, Leo. Basically not us. It's something to do with Anunnaki. You're showing me your race. They're not very tall people. They look like humans. They have big oval eyes. Brown, mostly. Some green. The planet has a lot of lakes. I don't see any big like oceans or anything like this, but mostly lakes. It's very interesting creatures in them. They look like sea dragons. I see the one coming out. He looks like he blends in. It's kind of interesting. He changes color when he goes out. Chameleon dragon. There's a lot of the people like you. I see you as a woman there. But then you've had so 9 lives together on that planet. X85 on the Leo constellation that also has some sort of it was renamed by Anunnaki, that constellation, and pulled together that way for us to be deceived. That's what you're saying. But it has some, the codes have changed when all the rules of the game and they have changed. Those who change the game are the ones who also created problems and who also came and said there are problems and you wanted to come. So let's go back all the way back. There's some strange devices like on the hats because the hat look like cone hats. I don't know if I said it like your skin is kind of rather describe it. It's like blue green. Um like a shell inside. Kind of like that with the tint of bluish greenish. And I see those Anunnaki come and they say that there's a problem going on in the universe when the rules of the universe structure is being changed. The fabric of reality is gonna change, and not many are gonna survive. It's just like 7 of them came on a long spaceship. It almost looks like an icicle, the shape of a ship. Like it's on the back, it's rather flat. On the front, it's kind of pointy. It's like a needle ship, something. They call it like a needle ship. It's made out of, look, it feels like not like, looks like a rock, but it's a metal. And it's not perfectly polished either, which is interesting, more like a rock. There's 7 of them. It's like a delegation or something that came. First, they were on this neutral zone. It's like there are a lot of platforms. And the constellation is composed of only 17 stars right now. I'm seeing it. It's both physical and non-physical. So, and they are offering you. It's almost like they brought some container, and I see them opening a container. It looks like a big, like oval looking it's like a big huge bullet or something. I don't know how to describe it. And they open it and there are cone heads on top, like literally like cone looking. It's like a birthday party hats, but they're different. I have some symbology on them, like looks like fire and looks like the like a lightning bolt without that thing at the end, pointy. And they're saying that with this these are like high-tech implants, but which you don't have to insert into your body. You can just put in them on your head, and it amplifies your force. I get the name Lux all the time, like, but this is I'm looking at a different life. You're not you don't feel like female energy anymore. This is a different life on the same star, I guess. LAX. Lux. Lux. You say Lux? Or maybe E. Lux. 12, number 12. There are 12. Oh, you go by groups of 12. And I see it's like 4 groups. The star, the way I see it, it's not really round or anything. It's more like flat surface. And there's underneath some it's like an energetic swirl of energy constantly going. So from far away, you can tell. I mean, it's like it looks like a sphere, but it's really not. And then this swirl of energy produces this solid platform where you all reside. It has those lakes, and on each side, it's like you imagine a cube. There are 4 groups. Each group has 12 of you. In the middle, there is like you know, it's interesting. It's almost like a star looking thing. It's like a 5-point star. And so there's a big round house in the middle. And there are tunneling system, but it's made out of literally like bushes, like green leaves, or and you go in each direction, and there are 5 of them. And that's where your women are with children. And I see their children are in little, it's like a capsule thing that they lay in. 10 days, and then they can get out. There's something about But the mother first has to sit in another capsule, which this is a horizontal. They sit in the vertical one. And then I see like a baby shows up in their arms. It's almost like they think into being the baby that they want to create. And this it's like a chair, but it's like a big chair of a pilot with the glass around, which looks like a glass, but there's also it's a hologram. But everything comes from the heart, and then all around the mind and heart connected. And then she has a baby. They look a little different, the women. Their skin is not as like dark blue, kind of green. It's much lighter. The babies are born almost like with white skin. It's kind of interesting. But then I guess when they get outside, there's something about the suns. They're a couple that come out and they create this. It's almost like a pigmentation of skin that starts changing its color from white to this greenish, bluish, almost like purplish sometimes, and some different, a little different. So they come a few times. Like if I fast forward, they come a few times, and they convince you to take those. Because you have some sort of technology, you see that there is it's almost like a universal hurricane of particles coming through, and these particles, it means like some other creator intrudes. That's what you said. Because if we are the creators of this universe, if somebody tries to intrude, it means that somebody would change the rules of the game. And that somebody is the Anunnaki who wanted to become like a main player in this universe. You want everybody to hear him, listen to him, and do what he wants others to do. He wanted to be, in our perception, would be God. But that was created later. All this was influenced by other cultures, by other ideas, by other aliens. It was a decision of many, you said, about the religions. And then they go and then they leave this capsule filled with those hats. Once you put the hat on, it's made out of metal. It's kind of like the color looks like a rusted metal. But you know, it has some strange technology that actually infiltrates your body, starts controlling your mind. It's almost like to compare it with, there's little plates, and when they feel there's a body underneath, they start to like they're becoming parasitic on their body. But they're parasitic not only on energy, but also like a mind control device. Because there's something in those plates can be remotely, you're like each of the 4 groups, when you wear them, they can control you. They can tell you, go fight or leave your planet, or something is coming. hide or go, or you know what you do? You have tunnel systems under those lakes, and that's how you go inside when there's danger of something. And you've had dangers of reptilians, of draconians, of greys, even mantis. With greys, they both try to attack you. And then each time you would like close up the surface of the planet. And you're saying you would make the appearance that the planet uh it's not inhabited, but now that you know. And I see like a SOS signal coming from the all the way from Earth. So I see the Earth here and your planet is here. And then I see it's almost like a sound wave. It goes and then you catch onto it, and a lot are catching into it. It's almost like a trunk of a tree with all the branches are coming out on all the sides. And onto each branch creates a separate wave. And the wave is of the same, it's like a smart technology. The wave of the same frequency, which when it reaches the surface of a planet before, it catches onto this frequency of the planet, and would change it to adapt. So the beings who live on particular galaxy or planets, they would understand that it's a call for help. But the problem is it's a false call for help, because I see you all, you're getting on your spaceships. Your spaceships are like cigar shaped, all of them, but they're different from those who came before to you. They're very like shiny, metallic, and they have this long prolonged entrances. And you go inside. You have 4 of them. Each group of 12 goes inside. And I see like your ship is flying, 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 flying. Once it gets into this SOS wave of sound and light, it gets captured. It's almost like you get pulled in there. And I just see you on Atlantis right there, like immediately back there. I see you as a dolphin. Let me go back. It's just their trapping system. That's how they suck. It literally looks like some sort of tube, holographic tube that's there's some force used, some technology, and it sucks souls in, and it just dissolved your spaceships, and you became those kind of green balls of light, and that's it. You got into, and according to your frequency and where you used to reside and what were your experiences and lives on that planet, you were incarnated and certain. But there's in between too. But I don't see you talking to anybody. I don't see any contracts signed. It's just you're being watched. You're being watched by that mantis that I see in the lab. How he's controlling and watching all the clones. And each and every one of you been tested for qualities, and some were from some of you in that group of 12. They've done hybrids, they took genetic material, others are used as clones. It depends on, it's like they they did some sort of filtration in between you in that way. Because I see so many lab tubes that they have specifically for you labeled with it's almost like a stickers on the lab tubes in their laboratory. There are 27 of them. They're standing on the shelf. And those reptilians in white robes, kind of pulling the clone out. They're putting some inserts into the body directly on the back, inserting something, and they use some sort of laser machine to kind of like, it's almost like sewing it into the body and opening it up and fixing it back in, things like that. And they send it off world for different purposes. It's like they created an army of clones with different abilities that they have. Because I see a computer and I see that they have different, it's almost like files, I guess. There are different number of souls in each one. Looking at yours. The thing is, it's almost like they created some sort of exoskeleton inside of you, because like if I look at you, I see every bone, it's doubled with the metallic one. You know, like they took a picture, created a metallic version of you, how you're inside, and inserted it, doubled it a number. Because the durability is much needed. I get that they even used to take you for some missions. Some mission somewhere. I see some planet that looks like it has so many trees. The trees look very interesting. And it's very like a lot of trees close to each other. It's even hard to find a place to walk in between. Just running on this planet. I see the ground is kind of like red clay color. And it's very the clay is like in little balls and spheres. I see that they used you for quite a few. For a lot of different missions. Your clones, they used your clones. But they would also take you, since you were 4 or 5, on that spaceship, in that laboratory, and they would put a clone of yours next to, they would put you next to your clone, and they would try to compare some things. And one of this reptilian with this glass iPad would walk around and collect some data. At some point you did sign the contract with them. You're saying to me when you lost everything. I feel like you had nine lives that were good. And then you keep showing me 99 together. 9 out of 99 were good lives that you consider nice. When you got to be an animal too, because they couldn't get your soul adapted to a human body. You were a dolphin, fish. You were even a sea turtle. I see it right now in Hawaii. It's like very transparent waters and you're just swimming. And then the life number 10 changed everything because they started making clones nonstop and taking you since you were a baby. And that continued for the rest of the other 90 lives, including this one. They would always scare you in your dreams. They would want to keep you in fear. And those reptilians in white robes would come to scare you. Your subconscious says it hates white robes like that, like medical robes. So I'm just looking at this exoskeleton and I'm looking at you standing in your energy sphere trying to find and like, because I see you like trying to pull it out from the back where the you cannot do it. It's kind of interesting. It's like I see a neuron and there are four. There is like exoskeleton has this four like this, like a cross, and then it curves and it grabs it like this and holds it. And it's hard to pull them out, and I'm telling you that you can either pull them out or just raise your vibration and just burn them up inside of you. If you raise your vibration, it's like you're getting heated up inside. And with your intention, you can burn up every single implant that is inside. There's some things, it's almost like little balls in the neck area I see, and they're almost like going into the kind of like here. You just pull them out. It's like they're connected, just strange thing. It turns into almost like a chain of balls. You just pulled it all out. And then you're raising your vibration, but you're doing something different. You're reaching into, as you raise your vibration, you're reaching into almost like your stomach and just start pulling everything out through the energetically. Energetically, stomach is and gut system is like connected to the emotional mental bodies right there. It's very strong connection. And there's like a black, almost like a ribbon that connects and you're pulling it out. But it's from betrayal, like somebody betrays you in one of the lives. You're saying in life number 11, your best friend. And since then, one of the Nordic countries. I get it was Finland, or what is this? No, it looks like the Vikings. It looks like a Vikings. Yeah. They have an interesting kind of armor. It splits up in two sides, and in the middle, it almost looks like a king's crown, but it's not. It's a holographic image too. It's kind of interesting. You can turn it when you touch it and see, but it's like a specific cube with the heart with some interesting things on it. Each of them has a meaning. It's almost like letters, like fancy letters. And that's a life when you were on the ship. It's almost like a lot of your lives connected to water because you are very connected to it. But also you like fire. You felt like fire can purify, and that's exactly what you're doing now. You just raised your vibration to the kind of fire level. I feel like everything's like clearing up in your throat and everywhere. Going into your head, up. There's some lenses that you pulled out from your eyes. And that it's like you have this etheric cone thing that they gave you before to your star race to trick you. You pulled it out and you opened the portal and you threw it out. And yeah, the chain of balls goes in there too. But now I see you standing at the slab and looking at your clones. You're saying, I just want to disconnect from them. They're taking a lot of my energy and they influence my memory, my visions, my dreams, my mental, emotional bodies, and what I feel inside, what I experience, what I think. They all influence, and it's not mine, it doesn't belong to me. So you're just gonna, it's just like a bunch of cords, like a lot of cords. And you just rip them off. And then you go back and you just click with your fingers like this and change that moment when you got sucked in into this. It's like a ray, like a big ray of light and sound with this SOS, fake signal from Earth. That's how they would get souls. And tell some of it, it's one of the ways to capture souls and to force them to incarnate on Earth. First you ask for help and then you grab them. So you just switched off. There's something you did and you said something in your head that cut off that light tunnel. It's not connected anymore to, in that particular episode of that particular timeline, to you or to your star planet, and you're spreading the information to others the same way. So you're separated. So basically the clones don't exist, but there are 27 of those tubes. And you just created like glass or it's crystal stick, like a wand, and you touched all of them like shh, and made this noise, and they just exploded. A vapor, right? Like a vapor or something. Molecular structure was taken away and they disappeared. The DNA is like more than 100. I get like 115 and then I get 118. I get two numbers here. Maybe you can just change it back and forth, something like this. It fluctuates. I think it's according to your needs in certain life that you can change it. Your original DNA. And you're just cleansing it. It's like, it's composed of little thin glass. It almost like looks like crystalline structure, threads that intertwine with each other. in a very interesting kind of braid, not like a typical braid. Just lots and lots of them going into one. And then it's a constant motion. It's like it's together but it's separate. But it acts as one body of etheric DNA that also creates, in combination with the soul's essence, the body for the new incarnation. And soul's essence uses it as a tool to create a body. Because that planet that you were on, it went from, let's say, like 3.5, almost fourth, to ninth dimension. So it's and then it goes in and out, in and out. I see it like layered up as a spiral in different densities. And I also see like the string chords, the energy chords from each and every density going to you, to your soul. But that's how you show me that you're connected to them. Mental, emotional bodies. I'm telling you that you can do anything you want, and you just, it's like I see big mountains. You created a new energy sphere, and you created this big, beautiful lake. Kind of looks like the lakes on your planet. And you're diving into the lakes. And they feel very cold. The water feels very cold. But it's so fresh. It feels very fresh and beautiful at the same time. Hmm. From Atlantis, you get disappointment about how fragile everything is, how fragile the beauty is, how fragile the friendship is. That's from the other life. Viking. So there's a lot of and you're putting it in your shoulders and your upper back, and you're carrying this weight of disappointment altogether, because you had to figure out whom you can trust, whom you can't, and it's a very hard thing to do because of the whole system of control around, and the language that you also are not really used to use. Language felt still feels, even after all these lives, feels strange to you to use. You more like to be telepathic and kind of like you send an impulse with your forehead, and you focus and you direct the impulse with your eyes, and it just goes where it's supposed to go, and it carries the file of information. So that's the way you give it, you send it. But here's everything's different. So I see how you're pulling the mantis in, standing right here. The two hybrid reptilian and those white robes. See you pulling out the door of the just kind of pushing out to take it up. Yeah, pulling onto yourself. Like a round door of the portal that you created, and you're pushing them into in there. So they're basically going back to the spaceship. But you wanted to do it for just to make sure. There is a contract keeper though. There's this one pretty tall Anunnaki. You say he's a leader of the group who created the whole sound and light tunnel trap for souls. And he's the one who is the keeper of the contracts also, with all the souls that he gets to capture by using the trap. I see like a light blue, almost like looking like ice, transparent, but it's made out of it's like a crystal. It's like a shaved crystal of some sort. It's flat like a piece of paper, but it has all the points, all the agreements that you've ever agreed to, and you're just breaking it. You took your fist and just like bang on it, and then the pieces, you put it in one jar, and you put the blue fire in the jar. And it goes on fire. It's almost like it melts it into some water. And the water you throw out in the portal. And they cannot, with the idea in your mind, like programming it, that it cannot reconnect. It will stay apart to make sure. You look clean to me. Let me look around. Yeah, you look clean to me now. If you have questions, there's so many of those Anunnaki on the spaceship. You keep showing me. They all have white beards, like old ancients. That's how we got all these ideas of this old man with white beards for everything. Yeah, the gods and everything.
This has been resonating a lot. 100%. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
Right now, I've been. Yeah, go ahead, continue.
No. You should continue.
Yeah,
I'm
so
just looking.
yeah, that's yeah. I'm just literally feel like I'm there as you're talking, and I can feel everything as well and see it. And who are the felines who are connected to me right now, or what the lions beings? Because they're strongly connected to me right now. I don't know why. I feel like I've lived, I am, that kind, and I'm just curious because they've been in this life. They've been very strong. White
Yeah,
lions.
yeah. There are some planets that the felines that we know of attacked the other planets. It's much like dragons. Some dragons who are more like Draco hybrids attacked the dragon planets and got the DNA and mutated themselves. The same thing happened with some of the negative, malevolent felinoid forms. And the forms that you're connected to is like ancient, original ones.
Yes.
So it's like the wisdom that you carry is from that what you feel,
Makes
you
sense.
you ask yourself, I mean, a lot, what am I doing here? So that's for sure, because like your level of understanding has nothing to do with this rules of existence. That's why you're more into even mythological creatures and
Yes.
legends and things like that.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, because also what's been coming up not too long ago, which probably resonated with here, is the cloning is is that I've been feeling like there's these deep governmental agencies, but deep, obviously much deeper, like the controllers of the rules of this game, were taking me for cloning for like certain missions and like super solars and stuff like that. It feels like they were using me because they liked my DNA, right?
Right, for
That
sure.
and that felt like that definitely has been that came up recently, and then you kind of would 100% confirm that too. And I've been, because I would have a lot of dreams of that kind of things of that nature, and that makes a lot more sense now. And then even as a kid, it was frightening. Like my childhood was just so frightening to sleep. Like I hated going to sleep because it would just be so frightening and scary. Yeah, because they would always just try to scare me, and it was so
Right.
frightening. And they would take me in 100% sure. I know for a fact they took me, but they wiped my memory. But I remember, I know something like that happened. Yeah,
Right. They would keep you in fear and wipe your memories
yeah,
and do
yeah,
constant experimentations or
yeah,
how to just adapt certain gene
yeah,
codes into certain
yeah,
bodies and
yeah.
pair it up with equipment.
I feel like it's all coming back to circle now, where it's like completely understood within my heart that why I came here and how it happened. The manipulation game, and
Right.
just getting trapped into this. It's just like levels within levels. So it's so crazy, but
Right.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see how we're going, where they're trying to take it now with the AI, but it's almost the same thing. It's the same thing from them too. It was all about AI, and they're not connected to like we are, so they mimic. So they're using
Right.
that.
Yeah, they know they needed some certain like stretches, a
Hmm.
certain database of information which they collected,
Yeah. Yes.
to take over or recreate some
Hmm. Hmm.
worlds, stuff like that.
Yes. Yes.
Create their
100%.
armies and know
Hmm.
which souls they can use. Some souls are
Hmm.
just resistant, no matter what you do with them,
Yes.
they would resist,
Yes.
like
Yes.
yours, and others would just comply and they'll be in fear.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's like we've been tested, and now is the biggest test right now.
Yeah.
So,
Feel like it's just loops and cycles and just loops. We're repeating all these loops, like all these different timelines. It's just there's the same loops. Obviously,
right,
on the exterior, it looks different, but it's really the same loop that's playing over and over again. I feel like now it's breaking. It's that window to break it now. Um,
right.
break that loop.
Yeah,
Crazy.
exactly. But so you can ask questions if you want. I'm
Um,
just looking to your
yeah.
file.
So I guess um, it feels like you got the majority of it out. Because I really this is what I needed to hear. And then it makes sense why I, made this appointment right away because I knew this needed to
Mm,
come out, and I needed to hear it and then transmute everything, and then you kind of, yeah. As in questions, I really don't have any specific questions. I guess it's just I can see how what's playing out in my life right now is connected to all of that as well, and it's mind blowing. It makes sense.
right. Yeah, you came like to the end of the cycle. 99, you show me 9 plus 9 is 18. 18 is 1 plus 8 is 9. You know what I mean?
You
It's like either way you
You want to know what's
go.
crazy? I was
Yeah.
born on 8/18/86, so a lot of eights.
Oh,
Like it's
wow.
almost, yeah, and I don't know why. So maybe that's some kind of
And
connection there
6
too.
becomes 9 if it flips
Yeah,
over. So
yeah,
it just your
yeah.
soul is done here. So this is like your
Hmm.
last life.
Exactly. That feels like that. It's almost like this loop. Eight is almost like this loop too, right? And it's almost like that is the last, like
Mm,
ending it. So,
right.
uh, uh,
Yeah.
100% feel that, and I've been feeling the next level of how you say raising your vibration, but like there's this levels to it, and to a point where you can completely manipulate your reality and timelines, and but like, to completely shift your reality, is it feels like it's going, with thought, with just thought alone, and you
Right.
know
It's reality within reality within reality.
yeah,
It's like a matryoshka. Yours is your own little
yeah,
cell
yeah.
where you reside, but the
I feel
others
like right now they're trying to take us, what they're trying to do with humanity, they're trying to take us, or humanity in general, into farther into the dream, into the into virtuals, right? Like they're trying to take you
Mhm.
to the point where it goes so far,
Yeah.
it's going to get
Yeah.
a bit disconnection. There's going to be disconnection where you can't go back. So it's like we're at that point right now where it's like you're going to either consent to keep going deeper within,
Right.
and you're going to go into such a deep dream with AI and all this whole full blown, where your connection just you disconnect your connection to your original being, to who you are, and then, or you have
Right.
a window to go back, and then you are your creator being, you go back to. It feels like that's where kind of we're at right now, and it's just like an open. It's just, it's crazy. It really
Right.
is.
It's like this trap of 5D,
Yeah,
5G, everything, it's already prepared to trap reality, artificial reality, where
it's
everybody's
already
completely
prepared.
like a
100%. It's a
cyborg.
hive mind. It's like a hive
Right.
mind side. Yes, 100%. And they make it sound like, oh, we're all one, da 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 da. But that's just a trap, that
Right.
one mind, hive mind, cyborg. Everyone just thinks, you think you're connected, that you're thinking telepathic, but really you're just connected to this big old system of like,
Right.
But
Exactly.
yeah,
They use
I
the knowledge, they use the truth
yeah,
because, we're all connected. That's truth, but they invert it and use it
they invert
against
it.
us.
Yep, they invert it, and it's just not fair because it's all manipulated. So it's like all these people are getting, trapped into it from pure manipulation, which is
Mm,
just unfortunate. But it's almost like it's like they're choosing, but there's also again manipulation involved. So it's just, I feel like this is, as far as this is going, is just like so deep. Like, we've had enough. Like it can't go any deeper, other than it's gonna get like the disconnection is gonna happen. So it's like it's time to change it. Can't go any. I'm not
right.
going any deeper. I'm sorry. No more. I'm over. I'm over it now. And um, so it's just
Yeah,
it's just been
true.
absolutely crazy. Um, so
Yeah.
so there's a female that came back into my life,
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny that the first thing that came to you was dolphins and water, and she's connected to water and dolphins. And I had a relationship with her, a long time ago, and I felt like I've had a deep connection with her, and she just came back now. So I'm wondering what that connection is with her. Um,
Because there's a
you
lot
know,
of water coming to, in the near future. The
mm,
waters of the earth are going to be moving. It's
mm,
probably you're reconnecting back to Atlantis, to dolphins, all that. All that is
interesting.
underwater is going to be slowly moving up on surface.
Interesting. Interesting. And do you see that being like the next phase? Where is
Yeah,
that?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like the cleansing of the earth after
yeah,
the
yeah,
disasters happening.
yeah,
It's going to be a
yeah.
lot of water
Uh-huh. So a lot
because
of
it's
people
high
say, I mean,
vibrational. Yeah,
yes, yes. And yeah, and it's symbolic for cleansing too, like you said.
right.
And then they'll just, whatever will remain. And I wonder if that's where the disconnection happens between the others, where they just go deeper into their dream, into their AI virtual, and then the others,
Yeah, we
you know,
split. Everything's gonna split. A lot of things. A
yeah.
lot of countries are gonna. Some countries will split. Some will unite. The same thing with people. Some people will split
Mm-hmm,
for good. Others will reunite or unite.
mm-hmm,
So it's an age of rethinking,
mm-hmm.
reevaluation of values of everything. So
Even with everything that's going on outside, with all the politics and whatnot, that's and then you have the whole 5D connected to that, where um, I feel like they're going to try to trick people into that. And if you
right.
consent, then you're going to go into the 5D, which is just, to me, it's just deeper into the program.
Yeah. Some will go to 5D, others will be picked up
Yeah,
by the fake spaceships and.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
whatever you believe in will become
Mm-hmm.
true for you.
Interesting. Yep. 100%. Yep. I don't have any other direct questions. If there's anything else that comes forward, that's fine. But if there's anything else, I'm okay.
No, you're like a dolphin just saying bye to me like this. Oh, it's getting dark. Okay, let
Okay.
me turn this off.